Hello, and welcome to a demonstration of the EASE online enrollment platform. EASE is a service offered complimentary by Ward & Brown for Ward & Brown Group. It's a great way for employees to easily access benefit options, plan information, and costs. They can make their elections and sign electronically all through the EASE online enrollment platform. EASE does not communicate changes directly to the carrier. However, the system will produce clean, legible PDFs that will reduce, if not completely prevent, any pending items. It's an easy way for managers and brokers to track the progress of enrollment. It's also great for open enrollment meetings and new hires throughout the year. EASE can accommodate most plan types and carriers. It's also completely customizable down to the plans that are added, any eligibilities, contributions, the landing page, the welcome email that employees will receive. Today, I will be demonstrating the employees' experience while they are making their elections, as well as onboarding. I will also be showing you the administrative functions and features available to brokers and administrative contacts, and how you can initiate your group's setup on EASE through Ward & Brown. So employees will receive an email just like this. This is completely customizable. The employee will just click the blue sign up button, which is going to take them directly to their customized EASE landing page. We can input their logo as well as a nice background picture so that the employee feels a little bit more comfortable when they're coming to the site. They will be prompted to create a password and confirm the password. And sign up. If the employee would actually like to enroll in a different language, the system does convert to other languages such as Spanish, Chinese, and Chinese Simplified. They would just click on settings to change this, and they can always jump back to English if they'd like. We can also enable the onboarding feature in the system. And this would be for new hires. We can enable the system to prompt the employee to complete an I-9, W-4, direct deposit information, emergency contacts, and an initial COBRA notification as well. Otherwise, the system will prompt the employee to start with their benefits. Maybe even grab a cup of coffee before they start. We can add any welcome letters or information, any instructions at the beginning or throughout the plan, so it's completely customizable. And the system is really going to prompt the employee on what they need to do next. They'll fill out any profile information that wasn't already entered either through import or by the admin when adding the employee into the system. We can also add some customized questions, maybe even fun questions like t-shirt size or a birthday dessert. Here's where they would add their dependents. We can add the dependents in beforehand if possible. If not, the employee can either edit information or add any additional dependents. We can add any documents that we would like to call attention to for the employee. We can even make it required to review. And then they're going to come to their benefit options. They are going to select the checkbox if they would like to enroll, or the X if they would like to waive. Now, the system is smart enough to determine whether there's missing information, so it is going to prevent any pending items. For my test employee, I marked that I was married, but I did not add a spouse as a dependent. So the system can recognize that and is reminding me maybe I want to add that spouse and maybe enroll them in coverage, or possibly I want to waive them without having to add any additional social or date of birth information. We will maybe just do an individual policy. Now the system is going to show them their plan options and their costs. This cost right here is going to be unique to each employee. It's going to be their age-banded premium with the employer contribution calculated in and also calculated on the group's pay period, which could be biweekly, semi-monthly. In this case, it's monthly. It's also going to take into consideration any dependents that I'm enrolling. So I have this cost for an employee only, and when I enroll my child, the price below is going to adjust accordingly. Now I see here I've got my plan options with just a name and a price, which is difficult to make an informed decision on such an important thing such as insurance, health insurance. So we've included some more information for the employee to make an informed decision. One of my favorite features is the compare plans, which is going to bring up a side-by-side comparison of all the plan options that are available to that employee, the pricing, as well as additional details such as co-pays, deductibles, and prescriptions. They can even download the side-by-side comparisons to an Excel, maybe take it home and discuss with loved ones. We also include the copy of the summary of benefits and coverage here, which is actually going to be required for the employee to review based on the plan that they choose. And we do this because we know that employers are required to submit this to the employees, so this actually checks that box off the list for them. We also include provider search links, and we do this for HMOs and PPOs. For HMO plans, it is going to require that they do choose a primary care physician, and they can use the provider search link here to search for a provider. But we also do this because we want to make sure that if the employee has a favorite provider that they want to stay with, that they're choosing a plan that's right for them and their family. There's also an auto-assign button here if they would just like to be auto-assigned, or they can use the provider search link. Down here, it's going to show a preview of the coverage effective date, and this is going to be calculated by ease based on the employee's hire date and the group's waiting period, or if it's open enrollment, then it's going to take that into consideration as well. Once the employee has made their election, they will click continue, and it'll bring them to the next line of coverage. We'll enroll. For ancillary, we also include the provider search links as well, if necessary, as well as we include the networks to help the employee when they're searching for a provider. We also include the benefit summary for more details about the plan they're choosing. We don't make it required to review though. We can add any additional custom documents that you would like us to add as well. Maybe we'll just wait this for right now. If it is a life plan, the system will prompt the employee to complete any beneficiary information if necessary. And next, the system is going to bring them to a summary of their coverage. They can review what plans they chose, the cost. We can also have it factored in where the employer contribution will show for the employee, or we can hide that. It's really up to the group's discretion. If they want to make any changes, they can always go back and edit. If they want to print a copy for their records, they can do so here. Otherwise, they are going to continue to sign their forms. If they missed any pieces of information here, the system will notify them. I, in this case, did not view the SBC for the plan that I was choosing. And I will go ahead and continue. Now the system is going to allow me here to review the forms that have populated based on the information and elections I've made. And it's going to allow me to sign and also apply that signature to the forms. It will prompt me to type a signature and then also to use my mouse to write a signature. And it's going to be just like a DocuSign where it will prompt me on where to apply my signature. If I would like to slow down, I can slow down to review that everything is showing correctly on the form. Everything is showing nice and legible. It's checking the correct boxes. But otherwise, I will just click the green boxes to move forward. And I'll finish signing. And that is the employee's experience. If there's any additional documents here that the employer has requested us to add, they can be found here. We can also make, again, documents required to review. The dashboards will always be here as well for them to remind them on what they are enrolled in if they need to log in throughout the year. If they would like to review additional information regarding the plans they enrolled in or the details, they can click here to also review the provider search links, the summary of benefits and coverage if they never ever need to access that again. I am now going to log out as my employee, and I will log in as the company admin. Now I'm logged in as the company admin. An important feature to mention about the company admin is it's an employee with admin access, meaning they're going to have two different views. They're going to have the view as admin where they can view all the employees in the company, view their profiles, download reports, but they are still an employee of the company. And so when they need to make an election or they need to fill out their forms, they're actually going to change over to the employee view by clicking on the head and shoulders and switching over to the personal view. This is where they are going to make their employee benefit elections. And then once they've completed and signed, just like all the other employees, they will jump back over to the Manage Company in order to manage the progress of the enrollment. Here is one place where they can manage the progress of the enrollment under the Employee section. They can view all the employees here along with their enrollment status. They can also go here to the Benefits section and to Progress and see a nice graph here of who has not started, who is in progress. If they would like more information on that, they can generate a report that will specify who has not started and who is still in progress. Maybe they're coming down to the end of their open enrollment and they need to remind the employees to finish up. They can go ahead and message them here. Ease will have a template ready for them, or they can always create their own templates as well under the settings section. Now, for an open enrollment, once the employees have completed their elections and everybody is done, they can download the enrollment forms, or there's a number of other reports that are available as well. So under the Benefits and Plans section, they're going to have access to a number of reports. One is the enrollment census. The enrollment census is really going to be an all-encompassing census of all the employees, their dependents, demographic information, as well as enrollment and election information on what the employees waived or enrolled in which plans, and cost. They're also going to have access to downloading enrollment forms here. They can specify electronically signed if they'd like. And anytime that an enrollment form or a report is downloaded, it's always going to be kept here in the report section. And so once they've done this, it will produce a zip file of all of the signed enrollment forms for the whole group. This would typically be used during an open enrollment. And here we have our enrollment forms for the whole company. It's nice because it's going to list out all the employees on the side here, as well as nice, clean, clear, legible PDF enrollment forms that have all the information and the plan information, as well as a signature. Now, jumping back, we are also going to have access as an admin and a broker to the consolidated billing report. This is a great report to use, especially after an open enrollment, to make sure that everybody has been enrolled with the carrier correctly. This is going to be a great way to audit carrier bills as well as deductions. So it is going to list out, go ahead and hide some of this information that's not necessary right now. It is going to list out the employee and the plan. It's going to have a monthly premium, which should match the carrier bills, the employer's cost per pay period that they're contributing, as well as the employee's cost per pay period, which should match deductions. In addition to the reports that the company admins will have access to, they will also have access to compensation statements. Now, these are going to be a great feature at the end of the year when you are looking to show your employees not only are you paying them their salary, but you're also really paying them in the means of what you're contributing toward their benefits. So let's go ahead and grab that. And that's what this is going to look like here. It's going to mention as far as how much they have contributed toward company benefits and total compensation. And it's going to break it down even by lines of coverage. Now, I had mentioned that this system is really great for open enrollments. It's a great way to offer your employees their benefit options, give them all their plan information, have them make their elections electronically and sign their forms electronically. It really does produce any pending items because the system is going to require certain pieces of information in order for them to move forward. Once those enrollment forms are downloaded, they can be submitted to the carrier for processing or to underwriting. Now, it's also great to use throughout the year. Once you have a new hire, you can come over here to the employee section. You can click on actions and add employee, and you can really get the employee started with as little or as much information as you'd like. The basic and the key pieces of information are going to be name, birth date is always helpful. Email is going to be helpful because this is going to be one of the ways that you can grant access to the employee for the system. You would send them an email login if they have an email. Now, of course, if the employee doesn't have an email, then you can always generate a PDF login for them, which I will show you how to do later. Hire date is going to be important because this is going to be how the system determines when the employee is eligible for benefits. We'll do she started this week. And if you have any specific eligibilities carved in, like different maybe out-of-state locations or different compensation job classes, you can go ahead and factor that in here. And if the employee has a different pay cycle, you can factor that in as well. Otherwise, you'll add that employee into the system. You can add any additional information you would like here, but otherwise, to grant them access, you will go over here to login, click actions, and send login. You can choose a template that Eve has for you already ready for you to go. You can edit it before you click send, or you can always create custom templates on the back end and it'll be ready for you to select before you send it. Within the employee's profile, you're also going to have access to their benefits section here. You can review their benefits, at least what they're going to see. You can even click view as employee to see exactly what they would see. This is also where you can download enrollment forms, enrollment history. You can also keep track of their documents within their electronic filing cabinet here. Now, when you have new employees, when you're ready to send them logins, or if you have an open enrollment and you need to send logins to many, another way to send logins to employees or generate login PDF guides would be under the login section. You can select that employee's name, click actions and send login. This would be the login email, and again, you can select that template, or you can generate a PDF login guide for that employee. This is great for open enrollment meetings. Again, you can customize the verbiage here before you generate, but anytime you download any enrollment forms, waivers, anything, they're always going to be up here in the report section. And so this is an alternative to the email login that you can provide to employees. Additionally, throughout the year, anytime there's changes made in the system, of course, you're going to want to be notified. So brokers and company admins are going to receive a daily change notification anytime there's been changes in the system. Now, in order to find out what changes have happened to the system and to manage those changes and make sure that they are submitted to the carrier, you would go to the report section and changes. And it's going to show you, one, a group level summary of all of the employees that have had changes, what carriers they involved, and the type of changes, to clearly see what changes have happened in download enrollment forms. You would find that employee. Let's look at Penny Lane, for example, and you would click Manage. Here it's going to be more specific information about what changes have happened, what that person did, if they enrolled, what carrier, what plan, and if it was signed, who it was processed by. Now, once you have downloaded the enrollment forms, which you can do from here, you can process these. And what that's going to do is, this is going to be your to-do list, and processing is going to take it off of your to-do list. It's going to mark it complete. So I'm going to say that I have made all of these changes, and I'm going to click Process Changes. It's going to keep track of who is processing these changes and what note you leave. So we always suggest to leave a little note for your future stuff. And now it's going to take all of those changes off of my list. Now, in addition to all of these great features, we also do have there also is buy-up features available for the group to enable. Those buy-up features include ACA reporting and payroll integration. If you're interested, you can always email Ease, or you can always email Word & Brown as well for additional information. There's also the support setting here. So if at any point any employee or any company admin or broker have questions about how to do something in the system, the eSupport system is a really great tool. Now, in order to get started with Word & Brown and to have Word & Brown set the group up for you, we would customize it for you. We would just need a little bit of information. One of the key pieces of information is the intake form. The intake form is going to be a nice summary of the plans that you're offering, waiting period, contributions, pay cycle, all of the information we're going to need to make sure that the e-setup is customized to your group's needs. This is also going to have the census available for you here. The required information is going to be highlighted in yellow. We're also going to require the quote or the renewal. If it's large group, basically we need rates and summary and benefits and coverage. For ancillary, we would need rates and benefit summaries and any additional information that would help make this setup very customized to your group and fit the needs of your group. This concludes the demonstration of Ease. If you are interested in setting up one of your groups with Ease, or if you have any additional questions on the features or capabilities of the system, you can email accountmanagement@wordandbrown.com. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to exceeding your expectations.